Greetings, viewers. My name is Biggcriddi The Hedgehog, and today's review is Over the Hedge. Wow, my first DreamWorks movie, and with a live-action DreamWorks movie coming out in June, this seems like the perfect time to review this movie. Even though it's not the movie I'm about to talk about today, but let's get into the history bit. Over the Hedge was a 2006 DreamWorks movie directed by Tim Johnson and Carrie Kirkpatrick. The movie is based on the characters of the same name created by Michael Fry and T. Lewis. The movie became memorable for its likable characters, engaging story, and catchy soundtrack, with the key factor that the film invokes a strong nostalgic feeling for many viewers, especially those who watched it during their childhood. The film score was composed by Rupert Garrison Wilson, and his music is pretty good from the movies I've seen anyway. And I'm kinda hoping this video doesn't get flagged for the music I will use from these clips, but let's take a look at Over the Hedge and hope not. RJ, voiced by Bruce Willis, is a raccoon looking for food for the winter. He attempts to steal food from a bear named Vincent, voiced by Nick Nolte, but accidentally loses it and gets the food destroyed at the same time. However, RJ swears he can retrieve all of his food for his hibernation, so Vincent makes a deal that if RJ can get all the food back in 1 week, he'll live. So RJ comes across a group of other animals, who has just discovered a huge hedge. What is behind the hedge, you ask? A large suburban neighborhood. So RJ explains to the group that the suburban neighborhood is filled with food. So the party decides to help RJ get food for themselves, unaware that RJ is double-crossing them for himself. Well, the bear anyway. Funny scene of Ozzy, voiced by William Shatner, playing a dramatic dead role as he is a possum, but him dragging it out makes it all the more hilarious.
Lights fading, limbs growing cold. I see a tunnel.
Oh no.
Mother, is that you? Beckoning me into the light. Must move toward the light.
What do you think he's doing? Maybe we knocked his brains loose or something.
One of the homeowners, Gladys, voiced by Allison Janney, hires an exterminator, Dwayne, voiced by Thomas Hayden Church, has installed an outrageous machine called a D-Pelter Turbo. Thankfully, they don't show us how it works until the end of the movie, leading to the finale where RJ and Vern, voiced by Gary Shanding, to outwit everyone and use the D-Pelter Turbo on them. Surprisingly, Hammy, voiced by Stephen Carell, manages to fill the log of acorns that he was trying to find the whole movie as the movie ends. So when I first saw this movie as a kid, I really hated RJ's character, but when I rewatched it now as an adult, I kinda understand his motives. Yeah, I know he was only looking out for himself, but the way they told the story is so simple. RJ slowly starts to warm up to the other animals, and he doesn't want them caught up in his situation, and you'll see and feel his connections as well. But then the liar reveal and the third act breakup comes in and ruins everything. Even though it did well at the box office and the film did well after theaters, people don't seem to like this movie like I do, especially as an adult now, but people won't see the movie in the same light as I do as well. But hey, if it's good for Bruce Willis and Steve Carell, then it's good for future generations. And hey, maybe your kids will like this movie too. Alright, let's get to the results of this film. This was actually a pretty entertaining film, but the jokes may be clunky and the animation might be dated to today's standards, but it's still an enjoyable kids movie, and I highly recommend showing this film to your kids. It is truly a funny popcorn family-friendly night film. Well, that's all for now. If you'll excuse me, I have to prepare for the live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch for my new movie vlog. My name is Biggcriddi The Hedgehog. We'll see you next time.